So in the first RDD, let's say we have movie ID 1. This is the key. And then we have rating 4 and whatever the rest of the data is, like the timestamp, I think, and the user ID. Actually, let's keep it correctly. So it will have the user ID here and the rating and the timestamp. So movie 2, let's say the same user, and movie 1 again, another user. Movie 2, we need a, doesn't matter what user. Okay, and just one movie left with like something different, another third movie. It can be user 1. Okay, let's say this is our ratings. So this is how we transformed our ratings RDD. We have the movie ID, the user ID, the rating, and the timestamp. Now, in the other RDD, we have the movie and the name of the movie. So here we have actually the name and genres. For movie 2, and for movie 3, so this is our data, like the two RDDs that we want to join. So now we're joining the ratings with the movies. For the first element in the ratings, what we're going to get is the keys are going to match between this and this. So we're going to get the movie ID, and then here we're going to have a tuple where we're going to have, for every element in this tuple is the values that we are collecting from the first RDD and the second RDD that we are joining, because we are joining this row right here with this element basically. So here we're going to have the value of 1, this is number 1, comma, the value of number 2, which in other words, it means the value is all of this and the value is all of this. So we're going to have a, for value 1 is going to be 2, 4.0 and the timestamp. For value 2, it will be name 1 and genre 1. This is what we're getting in the joined RDD. For the second element, movie number 2, okay, so this is value 1, and then name 2, genre 2. For movie number 1 again, right, this is 3. And then name 1, genre 1, and so on. What happens if at this element, like movie 1 doesn't exist in the second RDD? Do you remember from SQL, like you had the inner join and outer join and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, this is an inner join, and the keys have to match in both RDDs for it to be joined together in the returning RDD. You can specify to have an outer join, for example, where if it doesn't match, it will replace the value of the second RDD with the null value, or the first one with the null value, depending on which one doesn't exist, and so on. But usually we will be dealing with inner joins. So anyway, so this is what you're seeing here is the joined return of both RDDs. Who doesn't get this part? Okay, I assume that means that everyone gets it. So now we want to transform this into just one tuple instead of all of these tuples inside of each other. So the first thing we do is, so all of this would be like x at 0 would be the number 1, x at 1, 0 would be this part, and x at 1, 1, so this is x at 1, and this is x at 1, 1, it would be this part. So if you want to put all of these in a tuple together, one tuple, we can create a tuple out of the x0 and then add the tuples together. So this is a tuple here, and then at x1, 0 we have this tuple, and then we can add it with this tuple right here. And the return of this would become like a big tuple of 1, 2, 4.0, the timestamp, name 1, and genre 1. Is this good for everyone? Is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Tristan, you have a question?
Yeah, so basically, like when you were using the notation for arrays, let's say, like because we were saying like x at position 1 and then position 0 and all that there, the reason that's fine is because the fact that when we're referring to the like x1 of 0 is because those are tuples, right?
So x in this case is the whole element of what RDD we have right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is x. X at 0, and all of this is a tuple. So x of 0 would be this part right here. That's so the movie ID is 1. Then we have a big tuple where inside of it we have the values of the RDDs, which is that were joined. Okay, so x at 0 would be this one, because this whole thing is x. All of this would be, I am missing a parenthesis, I think. All of this would be x at 1. This part right here would be x at 1 at 0. And this part right here would be x at 1 at 1. So this is a tuple, and this is a tuple. So if we add these together, we're gonna get a tuple of these values.
Right, yeah.
Now we still want to add the movie ID to it. So we're creating a tuple out of the movie ID, because x at 0 is not a tuple. X of 0 is just one value. But we are putting it in a tuple with one element, like we're creating this tuple of one element out of it, and we're adding it to this. And therefore it's adding everything together and resulting in this.